Hello everyone, Christopher Smith, Superintendent of Cherry Creek Schools. Welcome back to Conversations with Chris, Convos with Chris. This is a new series we're doing in Cherry Creek. Started for our 75th year birthday. I've had the opportunity to speak to a couple of previous superintendents and learn a lot about the district. And today I'm here with Siona from the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus, and we're going to talk about Pathway of Purpose and the Pathway of Purpose for Siona. So Siona, you want to introduce yourself and talk to us a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. My name is Siona, obviously Siona Iwajomo. I am 17 years old and I attend Smoky High School, but I'm here every other day at CCIC doing advanced studies in healthcare in the morning, and then in the afternoon, construction, which
Nice.
Next semester in the morning I will be doing CNA.
Okay, fantastic. So those are like two very different pathways. So what kind of drew you to that? And have you done any other pathways in your time too?
I wish. With the
Okay.
expansion, I'm so jealous of all the students who will be able to get to do all these new excellent things. But
Right.
if I had time, I would definitely explore way more into all these different pathways, including, I really love culinary. I love
Right.
baking and cooking, the baking and pastry program. And then obviously HVAC and welding within construction would be an excellent opportunity, as well as the aviation things. I love planes very, very
Right.
much. And I wish I would have had more time to delve into them, but I wish the best for the kids who will be able
For
to
sure.
get to participate in those programs.
Yeah.
But what really led me to taking CCIC in the first place was actually my parents, because
Nice.
I didn't know anything about CCIC. I didn't know anything about construction. This is my third year this year, so I'm a student tech. But when we first saw everything for CCIC, my parents were like, why don't you just try it out? Why don't you just try out construction? And I was like, okay, why not? I don't care. I don't know.
Right.
But I really am so glad that I took that leap of faith, really, to get into that class, become involved.
Right.
And after that, I waited a year. I took construction again,
Okay.
construction year 2 last year.
Okay.
And then this year, I had the opportunity to be able to take a full day of classes. And so I
nice.
was like, well, that's an excellent opportunity. And so I decided to take advanced studies in healthcare, which now it's rounding up. Today's the second to last day of that class. And then next
Great.
semester will be CNA. And then obviously this is my third year again in construction.
That's great.
Yeah.
And had the opportunity to hear you at the board meeting Monday night. And I speak to the power of yes. And speaking to the power of yes. And when you spoke to the power of no, but flipped it on its head in the sense of, no, I'm not going to let the stereotype define me. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because that hit me perfect. And I just thought, what a great way to phrase that. So can you speak a little bit to that too?
Yes, I like to talk about the power of no, because it's so many people think immediately of a negative connotation to it.
Right.
But there could also, as you just mentioned, be a positive connotation.
Right.
Usually when we think of the word no, maybe it's to a little kid who wants their third ice cream cone that's like, okay, no, you cannot have that. But it could also be no to $1 million construction project, that, as I was saying, that could spotlight a country.
Right.
Or even
Right.
someone who their dream is to become a physician, but they said people told them, no, this isn't the right pathway for you. And that could stop them from becoming a world-renowned physician.
Right.
And using that power of no, as I said that night, CCIC really turns it around and says, no, this is where you belong. This is where you
Right.
need to be. And that is exactly what I was talking about with regards to especially my situation. They really turned that around for me. They said,
Right.
no, it doesn't matter that you don't look like most of the people who work in the field. And no, this is where you need to be. This is the
Right.
right pathway for you. And so that is a very encouraging thing that needs to be told to the next generation
Right.
of students, which is especially what I love to do in the community. I work with nonprofit organizations, one
Right.
being Transportation and Construction Girl. And we go to younger girls and teach them about construction, about industry, about transportation, and that those opportunities are available to them, and that they shouldn't
Right.
be afraid to take those opportunities, because that is where they belong. And no, they shouldn't listen to the stereotype that women don't belong in those fields.
Right.
And also, CCIC gave me the opportunity last year when I had morning classes to be able to speak to middle schoolers who ended up coming by.
Nice.
And I told them about the construction pathway, about how it's so expansive and how they would enjoy
Right.
it so much that no, they don't have to listen to, oh, it's too hard.
Right.
I don't want to do this.
Right.
It's all about expanding your horizons, and the power of no can be negative, but obviously it can also be very positive and very inspiring.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you are so wise beyond your years. I mean, I'm sure your parents are so proud, you know.
you.
And so advice for me, because while I love that you're focusing in on CCIC, as the superintendent of this district, my hope would be from preschool to, you know, senior and beyond, that the learning experience is just like the way you're explaining it, right? Conversations in every high school around what does it mean to belong in different groups? What does it mean to belong in your own skin, which you are very comfortable in your own skin, right? And so what advice would you give me to lean into schools to say, delve into purpose-based learning, solve problems. Our students are brilliant. How can you change instruction? What advice would you give to me, or actually give to this organization to get better?
I would say start really, really young with not only affirmations of their worth, but also affirmations of the fact that they can go into whatever field they need to be. I know that for a long time it was told to us like the college pathway, and nowadays it's changing for sure. There are more so instruction being given to teachers and administrators to tell us about not only college but trade school, even not going to school entirely. And those are different pathways than the traditional pathway, but those pathways teaching the younger generations of the children who are now coming up, teaching them that it's important to work hard, but it's also important to know that your path might not look like somebody else's, and that's okay. Because every person is different, and every person has a different story that they're gonna write. And so knowing that, just handing them basically the pen to their own story, saying, not writing it for them, but giving them the pen to write their own story. And then go off of what they find that they like, and even getting them involved in different things such as CCIC, but also things with the high schools or the middle schools, or the middle schools mingling with the elementary schools. Everyone mingling together, sharing their experiences and their wisdom that they've already gathered and learned.
Yep. And I love that, because we speak of 53,000 pathways. And you know, to the power of no, it is easy for an adult to determine what we believe your pathway should be, right? And so I think just the way you explain it, the open-mindedness of everybody's journey is not linear. You know, learning is not linear. Learning, you could drop a little bit and then grow a little bit, right? And so just the advice to that, I think, is phenomenal. And tell me your story, though, because you have a very particular reason of why and how you're going to use these skills that you've learned at CCIC. So can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Yes, so a huge part of me is my faith, my religion. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and we have a world headquarters in New York. And so the skills that I've learned throughout all my years of schooling, not just at CCIC, primarily at CCIC, but even at Smoky Hill, I went to Horizon Middle School and Cimarron Elementary School. All of those skills now are going to come together and help me to become a better person. And then I'm going to take what I've learned, especially with regards to nursing and construction, to the headquarters in New York, which is where I'm going to help out the community, and whether that be disaster relief, helping build new places of worship or places in the community that have been destroyed or that just need to be refurbished, and also taking care of the health of both young and old. All of those things are going to come together, and I'm going to be able to go not only in New York but around the world with the skills that I've learned with my religion and being able to help other people. And that has always struck a chord with me, because all of these things we learn to better ourselves, but we're not only bettering ourselves when we learn these things, we're bettering other people, we're bettering the community, the society, all those people that we have the potential to now help.
Yep. And I mean, you just talked about pathway of purpose right there, right? Because you can come to CCIC to get a career, or you can come to CCIC to make this world a better place, you know, and it doesn't have to be one or the other, it's a both and. I mean, I am so proud of you, and I'm so thankful you're part of this school district. An easy question for you. So we're coming up on 2-week break. Are you going to do anything fun?
I hope so. Definitely get some rest, some well-earned rest, and then hopefully my family will be able to travel. We usually travel around this time of year, so I'm excited to be able to spend time with friends and family, and especially engage in, as I said, I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I do a lot of Bible preaching work, and so that is a community service that we also always do. And so I'm going to be engaging in a lot of that, and obviously just being able to rest and get ready for the next semester of the final lab. I'm
Well,
excited.
I wish you the best, and I mean, I'm not worried about you, I'll tell you that much. But any questions for me? Any advice for me? What do you want to know?
What made you want to come up and start doing a series like this where you get to interact with everybody in the district, not just administration, but also students and other people?
So this is funny. School was not my thing when I was a kid. I struggled with it, not because I couldn't. I didn't really see a purpose, right? So I didn't know why I was doing the things I was doing and where I was going to get to. And I had a lot of things going on in my own head, and I had a couple of teachers who saw me for me. I had one teacher in particular, Miss Ballard, who was my only teacher of color that I ever had. And she told me I was smart. And that changed my whole perception of myself in that moment. And so when I think about this role as superintendent, student voice is the most important thing that I do. That's who we serve in this school district. So having the opportunity to speak with kids and young adults and hear your story, and then I have a superintendent's advisory council that say, we're doing this well, but you better check this, and can we help with this? You're the next wave of this country, and we need great people leading it. People who are willing to listen and collaborate and be problem solvers. So I just want to come out and hear, what are we doing well and what do we need to continue to work on? And the people who know it best are the students that are in our school district. So that's kind of where the whole idea came from. Yeah. Any other questions?
I was curious as to how the former, if you know any information about this, how the former pathways here were chosen and how the new pathways were chosen.
Perfect. That's a great question. So we really worked with our industry partners, did a lot of research of what is going to be the next iteration of jobs in not only in Colorado, mainly in Colorado, but also in the country. And so really thinking through, if we're going to take 4 years to prepare somebody for a job, I don't even want to call it a job, for a career, what are going to be the most open opportunities for students so they weren't by happenstance. So we took a lot of time, the teachers here took a lot of time working with industry partners to think through. The first iteration was, what would be the best things that we could possibly put in place so we know that people will get a career at the end of this. So then we already started planning, knowing that we wanted to expand CCIC, and continued to talk through all of the different things and the different pathways that we might need moving to the future. I'll give you an example. So some of the advice that we got from students was, we want to do body work. We want to do painting, we want to fix cars, we want to do all of those things. So we went to our automotive partners and said, there's a huge interest in body work. And the answer was, yes, it's fun, it's great, and there's no opportunity there. Because cars that are built today, when you get in an accident, are built to be totaled. So you're not replacing cars, you're not fixing body work, you're not doing that. So if we were to put a pathway like that for students, we're setting them up for not a job, not a career. So while there was an interest there, we wanted to ensure that we explained to students, yes, it's fun and you can do that on the side, but the courses we're going to give you are going to prepare you for electric cars or the diesel mechanics that we have working on our buses. So really being intentional to ensure that there's a career at the end of the certification, the licensure, the apprenticeship. We just want to make sure that we're setting everybody up for success, but that's a great question. All right. So thanks, everybody. Thank you, Siona. I'm glad you didn't ask me about snow days. You had your chance. I hope everybody
should have done that.
I hope everybody has a great winter break, and see you next semester.